Hello there, I'm Lloyd Evans. Welcome to The Bunker. It's time for another voicemail. Today's caller identifies as a ministerial servant and they are calling anonymously. Let's listen to what they have to say.
Hello. First of all, I just want to thank you so much for the videos that you put out. They're truly what has enlightened me and put me in a position where I need to do this and I need to make the right decision. Basically, I'm someone who is currently in the organization. I haven't been disfellowshipped. I'm actually a ministerial servant. And so for quite some time, I've basically just reached a point where I just don't feel like going through this anymore. I've pretty much been walking through the motions, just going to the meetings, and I don't even give any comments anymore. I don't want to associate with anyone. I pretty much just get out of the meetings as soon as possible. I don't prepare for any of the meetings. And I basically came across your videos and I started watching them. And they've basically enlightened me because basically in the organization, you're not allowed to think critically. You're not allowed to do any research as to what the organization does outside of their whole kingdom preaching work. So, watching your videos and just seeing the things that you never know about the organization has truly enlightened me, and especially when it comes to how they treat child abuse. That was basically the final straw. And I remember there's one brother that would say that we're in a perfect organization ruled by imperfect people, but that's just not the case. It's just full of human beings that are taking advantage of people's people's suffering, I guess, and people's honesty in order to sort of wrap them into this one ideology where they can just manipulate their hearts. And it's put me in a position where basically I'm, I guess, sort of fortunate that in my environment, I basically only have one parent who is a witness, but she's the only one I have in terms of a parent. I only have a mother. And so that's kind of made it harder for me to leave, especially considering my financial situation. And so right now I'm just trying to bide my time. And as soon as I'm able to, I will have to move out, and so that I can be financially okay while having my own place. And so I kind of just wanted to share this with you, and I'm hoping that this can be shared with others. My sort of question is it right to wait until I'm able to move out and in a better situation financially, or should I just go on ahead and say how I feel and just leave this organization completely right now? Um, I just, that's kind of just what I wanted to say and have your kind of opinion on it. And I'm hoping that this will be useful for any others who feel the same way as me. And I'm just hoping that perhaps this can reach others to make a decision that they won't regret. And I just want to say again, thank you for the videos that you put out. They truly do help, and they've definitely helped me to come to a more reasonable conclusion as to how this organization is and how it's run.
Wow, thank you for that message. It's really heartening to hear from people inside the organization, including elders and ministerial servants, who are just done with this. They're done with being lied to. And I'm thrilled that this channel or my work has been helpful for you in some way. But as I routinely say, take credit for yourself, because you have battled against cherished thoughts, beliefs, ideas. You've challenged those ideas, even though you were heavily invested in them, even though it would have been easier for you in some ways if you didn't challenge them. And you sought out information and resources and viewed the information and came to an informed decision. And that is a level of intellectual honesty and bravery that millions of Jehovah's Witnesses simply don't have at this time. So I think it's wonderful that you're waking up. You sound like you're quite young, and it's always good to wake up and get your freedom when you are at a young age. I can understand the frustration, though, and it's going to be difficult when you just have the one parent who's a believer. That's going to be a tough one. And there are going to be some difficult conversations ahead in the future. The way I put it is, when you're breaking out of the organization and establishing your own identity and making a stand for your authentic self, it's kind of like giving birth. It's painful, I'm told, but the end product is worth it. So expect a storm ahead, but the storm will pass, and you'll, on the other side, I'm sure, be better off. But your question is it right to wait? And, well, the simple answer is only you know that. But in most situations like yours, especially where you are dependent on a believing parent for financial support, especially when you're young and you're not well established, you don't have your own place, your financial situation is less than ideal, I think it's advantageous to be very patient and bide your time, rather than going out in a blaze of glory before you've lined everything up so that you have a bit of a safety net. It's definitely worthwhile being prudent. There's that verse, cautious as serpents, innocent as doves. That's kind of what it means to be a PMO or be a fader. You want to do things carefully, knowing that the game is rigged against you. You know that there are at least ways that you can make the process more gradual and give yourself more of a fighting chance of keeping contact with those that you love and care about. And it sounds like you want to keep your relationship, if possible, with your mother, which is totally understandable. So yes, there's a lot of wisdom, I think, in biding your time, using the time to plan everything, to make sure everything's lined up perfectly, investigating what job options are available, investigating what accommodation options are available, building a social network on the outside so that it's not a completely alien environment when the time comes, so that when the time comes, you will have people in your life who are there to support you. Use this time now to make it easier for you when the time comes, I would suggest is probably the best thing to do. But it's your life. You need to take ownership and do whatever you feel is best for you. For some people, living that double life for any amount of time is going to be crushing. And only you know what you can cope with. Only you hopefully understand your needs from a mental health point of view. So it could be conceivably that from a mental health point of view, you need to get out as quickly as possible. Only you know that. And incidentally, I try and say this in as many voicemail videos as possible. Please consider seeking out professional therapy to help you in your exit, because you have been in and are going through a traumatic experience. They call it religious trauma syndrome for a reason. And if you can soften this experience by getting professional help, by getting those techniques that will help you deal with the anxiety and the tension and the stress, then that's always advisable. But yes, hopefully you've received some advice from what I've just said. If you would like to leave a voicemail, the thing to do is visit speakpipe.com/Steeders, remembering to indicate clearly if you don't want me to broadcast your message on my channel. But that's all we have time for. Don't forget to subscribe to the Lloyd Evans channel for more such videos. And as always, thank you for watching.